Hear what? I'm receiving some sort of transmission. Routed through the main system. Routing.
Looking to take a Disney vacation or cruise? Contact Kristen of MagicalJourneysVacations.com. Magical Journeys is an authorized Disney vacation planner. Kristen will get you the best price available and continue to search for deals until the day you travel, taking the worry out of planning your fantastic vacation. Kristen can help plan your dining reservations and answer any questions you may have. She'll even send you maps from the parks. So contact Kristen of Magical Journeys for your next cruise or Disney vacation. Contact Kristen of Magical Journeys at MagicalJourneysVacations.com. So what are you waiting for? Book today at MagicalJourneysVacations.com.
Wow, that sounds great. I want to go. Well, you can't. Why not? Because we have to stay at our posts and keep rebel scum like him out.
Book today at MagicalJourneysVacations.com.
WDW After Dark. Now loading.
WDW After Dark. WDW After Dark. Live and uncensored. Starring Jeff Davis, Al Jonko, Kristen Hetzel, and Eric Allen. WDW After Dark is live and uncensored. Call the hotline at 410-98-WDW-AD. Follow us on Facebook at WDW After Dark Webcast and Twitter at WDW After Dark. Headline news, Disney food, video games, Marvel and Star Wars. WDW After Dark, live and uncensored. And now prepare yourself for WDW After Dark. Welcome back in once again for another edition of WDW After Dark. Your talking heads of Disney fandom are back, and joining us on the panel today, I'm Al John Go, joined by Mr. Eric Allen.
What up?
What up there, bud? How's your week?
It's over, and I am
Yay.
happy that it is over. I am drinking to it being over. L'chaim.
Nice. I like it. Also joining us, our very own Disney foodie, Miss Kristen from diningatdisney.com. What's going on?
Hello.
You recently got back from the Disneyland Resort. How was that?
It was good. I have lots I can say about all of it.
Oh, I can't wait. Can't wait to hear your mini trip report. And also reporting, of course, is our very own news monster, our very own Jeff Davis, sir.
Hello.
He's a man of few words. I tell you, it's like Anchorman. You know, this whole show is like an episode of Anchorman.
It is.
Stay classy, San Diego.
You know what it is? Jeff is still
What is it?
upset that he doesn't have a Disney nickname.
Yes, but I have my own Disney hashtag, though. Stay Disney strong.
Yes. Strong like bull. Very nice. Well, I appreciate that. You know, in the show notes, you can follow all of us on Twitter. We would appreciate it. Also, follow us on iTunes and Stitcher, TuneIn Radio. So many great places for you to catch us. And as of today, this weekend, we are officially part, finally, after all this time, of the Shot Glass Digital Media Group. You know, we've got great shows there on the Shot Glass Digital network of podcasts. Not only are we part of We Be Geeks, because We Be Geeks is hosting our show, along with Mighty Marvel Geeks, We Be Geeks podcast, but we're also being syndicated with our great friends at Rebel Force Radio and Shot Glass Digital. Also, Techno Retro Dads is part of that. The Geek Out Loud podcast is part of that. And so much more. You can check it out at shotglassdigital.com. So many places to catch us. But right now, we are into some Disney discussion. And this week is a topic that we've been kind of pushing back and pushing back and pushing back ever since November of last year, if I'm not mistaken.
Push
Right?
back.
Push it back. Way
Way back.
back.
I love that effect. That's pretty cool.
It's a little
They
delay.
can't see it, but I'm just like, yeah, on the camera.
Like spirit fingers, Jeff. It's like spirit fingers. He's a big cheerleader. It's all right. Kristen has got a topic for you. Kristen, what is our hot button topic for tonight?
Okay. Well, this hot topic has to do with breastfeeding in the parks. And what do you feel is appropriate, inappropriate? Personally, I've seen some crazy things. Probably the craziest one that I saw was over at Animal Kingdom, and it was right across the walkway of Expedition Everest, and there was a woman who had taken her shirt off, was not wearing a bra either, and decided to breastfeed topless right there in the park. Now,
Wait, was I there with you when this happened?
I think you
How
would
did
have
I miss
remembered
this?
that, Al John.
I would have seen this, yes.
Have remembered, but
I also state that this show is live and uncensored. Your weekly podcast, webcast is live and uncensored. There you have it.
Kind of looked over and went, "Oh my God!" Anyway.
Thank you, Joey Styles.
okay, so
I'm going to take it easy with my voice. Yes, Kristen, go ahead.
okay, this photo was taken sometime last year. You could tell from looking at it, it's that frozen winter wonderland area that they had in the back part of Hollywood Studios. So I'm going to show you this picture, and you tell me, actually I would like people to comment on what their thoughts are about this situation, and then all of us will all be discussing this while this is going on. Okay, so let me know. Can you see the photo okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as you can tell, there's a woman there who, isn't covering herself while she's breastfeeding what appears to be a kid about 2 years old.
Good grief.
And you've pixelated their faces to cover the essence.
I mean, she's in the middle of a very busy section of the park. It's not like she's off to the side. She's right in the middle, and it looks like she's in between, because they had seating right near where you could build snowmen and stuff, and across from that was the area where you could go ice skating, and it appears she's sitting in front of the ice skating area. When I was in there, that place was very, very busy. There were lines for both sections of it. So, as you can see from the photo, there's a lot of people. So she's not doing this discreetly. And I'm curious to what everybody's feelings are on this situation. Now, for our... Jeff, stop laughing. For our listeners or watchers, please feel free to head over to our Facebook page and share your comments or in the show notes when all of this goes up, because I'm curious to what you would have to say, especially from other women, because of course I'm the only woman here, and I can say that I have had discussions with other people about this particular situation. Now, some people say that the reason this is okay is because it's natural. Yes, it's natural, but so is going to the restroom. However, we do that in toilets. Let's see. It is natural to not wear clothes because we were all born with no clothes, yet we all wear clothes. Some people think this should be allowed anywhere, however you want. Whatever you want to show is okay. Other people feel that it's just common courtesy to others and more appropriate to, if you're going to do that, take a baby blanket or something like that and just throw it over your shoulder So you're just covering up. Now, I did speak with a cast member at one point about this, and I think it's when I saw the lady who didn't have a top on at all. Because to me, that's a little over the top. That's just something I personally don't want to see. And if I had little children, I would hate to explain to them that situation. You know, there's a certain age when that's fine to explain, and that you're okay with explaining, you know, that a stork doesn't just drop off the baby at your house. So I asked cast members about this, and their response to what they do if somebody comes and complains is to tell them there is nothing they can do about it because Florida law states that the breastfeeding of a baby is something that is natural, and should be encouraged for mother-child health and family values. That a mother can breastfeed in any location, public or private. The mother does not have to cover anything, including the nipple. It can all show. So, since that's what Florida law states, Disney says they can't say anything. However, there's one thing. You have certain freedoms that Disney can tell you. Disney won't let you bring a weapon into the park to protect yourself. You can't protest in the park. Again, that's another right. But there's various rights that, because Disney is private property, they can you know, maneuver around these laws. So, you know, I think it's interesting that Disney stances, we're not going to say anything. But I think if they had somebody who is irate enough about it, that they would eventually have to deal with that, you know, to ask people to cover up, or, you know, if they're sitting in a very busy high traffic area. So, okay, I'm going to ask you guys what your thoughts are on this.
Who wants to chime in first?
I think I'll chime in first. I think this is a perfect opportunity for me to be able to talk to y'all tonight.
Oh, no, not
It's Phyllis.
Thank you, God.
You see, you just don't understand that I've done this so many times.
Call the cops, Phyllis.
They did. Oh,
He's breastfeeding.
trust me, when I do it, everybody loves to watch. Okay? It's okay. It's all right. It's okay.
Come on!
Really?
So when I've done this, I've been down in Florida before. I've done this one, and I just pull it out, and there it is. And then little Jimmy, when he was so small, and he was hungry. And it was okay. And nobody really looked at me like I was crazy because it's such a natural thing. So I don't understand why people have to have such an issue with it. I mean,
Well,
if I was hungry, I would expect my mother to pull out her boob so I could take care of whatever business I needed to take care of.
You're an idiot.
all
I'm
right.
not.
Well, Phyllis.
I'm not.
Phyllis.
Don't
You
cut
have
me
to
off.
admit.
Don't cut me
You
off.
have to admit. I'm not cutting you off, Phyllis. You have to admit that whipping out your private parts in the middle of a park in order to feed your child can be offensive to others. You have to admit that.
No.
Because otherwise, why would you be covered in the first place? Would you walk into Disneyland or Walt Disney World naked?
Oh, I don't know if I should do that.
Excuse me.
There was a lot of husbands that would have to leave their wives because they would see how beautiful I am.
Duh. Winning.
Okay.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
Yes,
Okay.
Eric, sweetheart, if you do that, I'm going to have to leave.
All right. Well, Phyllis, thank you for once again just chiming in on that. We always appreciate when you come in, to the show every single week.
Happy New Year, everybody! Happy New
Happy New
Year!
Year, Phyllis. Hey, look. Here it comes. They're coming to take you away, Phyllis.
Oh crap! Hold on.
Eric, what do you think about all of that? What do you think about Phyllis whipping it out? Was that a picture of Phyllis, Kristen? That must have been a picture of Phyllis then.
She'll sit there and she'll hack my account while I'm on Google.
Are you part of the hack gate? Did you upload nude selfies of yourself, Jeff?
Apparently, something I don't know. I don't know what happened.
All right.
Crazy woman. She's absolutely nuts. I don't know. Sick.
Okay.
Absolutely sick.
The whole time that I was listening to Kristen talk and also listening to Phyllis talk, all I could think of was, if you remember, a while back when we were playing the video of the fight that broke out at Disney.
Mm-hmm.
And we all can remember it in our heads. We hear it already. It's this woman going, "This is Disney. There are children here." I mean, that's what I want to holler whenever there's somebody with nearby and they just like rip off the top. It's like, "Here, suck on this. We're good." I just like.
Wow.
I mean, here, son. Here we go. Don't need an ADR for this. There we go. I agree.
Wow.
I agree that yes, breastfeeding is a natural thing, and I agree that it should happen. However, as we are fond of saying with Marvel movies, with great power comes great responsibility. If you are a young mother, you have a young child, and you do breastfeed, yes, the law says you can do it anywhere, but have some common courtesy and respect for your fellow Disney guests who really don't want to see you whipping it out and your kid bellying up to the bar. No! Cover up, go to like the baby care station or just someplace that's off the beaten path. I mean, if you're hanging out in the middle of Fantasmic, nobody wants to see that. Of course, nobody's probably going to watch it because they're watching like Mickey fight the giant dragon, but still, you get the idea.
So
I mean, baby blankets don't take up much room, so it's not like, and most people already have them in their stroller for when the kid gets tired. So why not pick it up and throw it over your shoulder while you do that?
Wait, throw what over the shoulder?
A blanket.
I just want to make sure you're not. Hold on.
Eric brings up a great point. There are baby stations, Kristen. I know that we had discussed this before, but there are stations where mothers can breastfeed in the parks, correct?
Yeah,
away from
there's the baby stations, yeah.
Away from onlookers.
And by the same language in this law, you and your family can go out and take a dump at the hub. It's a natural activity. It promotes family bonding. The family that dumps together stays together. I think that I understand the spirit of the law, and I understand that they are trying to do a good thing, and I give them credit for that, but I think the wording of that law could be improved greatly.
Well, it's also a Florida law that you're able to carry firearms. Is that not correct, Kristen?
I'm sure it is.
If you have a permit. Look, Disney is a private, it's a private property. It's a place where they can, enforce such laws that they see fit, and it's posted outside, and anything that could be deemed as inappropriate behavior can get stopped, or so I just feel that people need to exercise better judgment, and especially with the sensitivity levels that people have these days, there's no reason why you can't breastfeed in public. Just make sure you cover it up. No one has any problem with people breastfeeding. It's the being exposed to the female form, So I mean, Jeff, what do you think?
I think everybody's pretty much nailed it right off the bat there. As you said, do it in a way that is appropriate. Don't just do like this lady did and just have it just out there for everybody to see.
Don't just whip it out. Yeah.
Unless you're in front of Jeff.
No, that's not true. No,
then you can totally
come on.
Whip it out.
No, that's not true. That's so not true. Listen, the doctors have said this for years, and it's a known thing. Breastfeeding between a mother and a child is a very, very, very close thing. It's a way that a mother and a child can feel very close together. And development, they say the development of a child has a lot to do with breastfeeding and, being near its mother and everything else. And so that's a very natural thing, and I encourage mothers to do that. But at the same time, if you are in that type of a situation where you do have a very young child, an infant pretty much, you know what? There are these things called breast pumps. Do it in the mornings before you go to the parks. The child is still getting everything that all those nutrients and everything else that the child needs. They're still getting that because they want it now. Because you've already gone ahead, you did your breast pumping, you're good to go. You've got bottles ready to go. You can take that cooler into the park and keep it cold or anything else, and you can do that anywhere. You can just take the baby out, bottle, you're good to go. But if you absolutely have to do it in the park and you don't have a breast pump or anything else, go to a secluded part of one of the restaurants that are not currently in use, or go to one of the baby stations or one of the other stations where you and your child can be alone and, do what you need to do. To do it in such a very, very crowded place like that, I think was bad judgment on the mother's part. If she has to, she can tell her family, hey, look, I've got to take the baby, and we've got to go breastfeed real quick. I'm sure the kids are not getting.
For a kid that appears in the photo to be old enough to ask for it.
Yeah, and see, that's enough. I didn't want to, say, why is that kid so old and still breastfeeding? People in different countries or different state of minds, have different opinions on that.
State of mind.
Awesome. if anybody ever watches Game of Thrones, you know what I'm talking about. You saw it in, I think, season 1 or 2. I can't remember. When a child is too old, but it's the law probably needs to be rewritten in a different way, and there are other ways to take care of what you need to take care of without just showing the entire world, what's going on. So. Be a little more discreet. Remember, there are others, and there are other small children also who are going to see this and going to ask questions. Do you want to be the parent who has to try and answer that question and answer why the baby is doing something like that when the child's not ready to have that conversation yet?
So here's a question I posed to the panel, which is interesting. We know how we feel about it. However, would you ever say anything about it? It's that show, What Would You Do, on ABC.
See,
if someone whips that out in public, would you approach the person, or would you approach a cast member? Would you stay silent? What would you do, Kristen? Because I know what you did.
Well, as we know, I've approached a cast member. So I probably would not approach the person. But I've approached cast members about various things. I mean, lately there's been quite a few people wearing costumes in the park, and it says adults can't wear costumes. So it's, things like that I've asked about. So, and well, I clearly asked a cast member because I wanted to know what they tell people. So that's what I would do. And if I had a kid who walked up and said, "Mommy, what's that lady doing?" I'd be like, "Go ask her."
Yeah, same here.
Let her explain it.
Yeah.
Lady, why do you have your top off?
Jeff, what would you do?
It's very tough to make a decision in that type of situation. I'm going to tell you why. You don't want to offend anybody in that type of a way, especially in that type of a situation. I think it would be better to just simply get out of the area as quickly as possible if you do have children and they have a possibility of seeing something like this. At the same time, if you are that offended, I don't think it's proper for you to go up and say anything. I think it's better for you to go and talk to a cast member and let Disney take care of the situation if enough people are having a problem with it.
Totally. I agree. That's what cast members are there for.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't want the comfort of anyone's, stay be ruined by an altercation, that came out of nowhere, because I tell you, I've been in that situation. You remember that whole story last season or 2 seasons ago where I was saying about the person that just came right up next to me at the Yak and Yeti and decided to change her baby's diaper on the table while I was trying to eat. Chris and I were trying to eat.
I remember that.
That is a cardinal sin, in my opinion. Now, in that particular case, I didn't feel like I had to get with what was happening right there. I just simply said, "Lady, you got to be kidding me. There's a restroom right over there. Can you not just take your kid, because I don't want to smell baby poop or have anything to do with that."
We should have gone over and said something to a cast member because that's actually a health code violation.
Oh, totally.
And if somebody gets sick because they put their food down, 10-second rule. Oh, I dropped my French fry on the ground. I'm going to eat it.
Oh.
So people drop something on a table where a kid's poopy diaper was. Now the kid, the person gets E. coli, and they're now suing Disney because that's where they got sick at. So.
Oh well, that's a trend apparently. Well, what would you do? Give us a call on the hotline at 410-98-WDW-AD. That's 410-98-WDW-AD. What do you think about it? You can also tweet us at WDW After Dark and leave us a message on Facebook. Are you offended about breastfeeding in the parks? Or are you going to just let it go? You decide.
Oh, God. Aljon had to do it.
I had to. I couldn't help myself.
Had to do it.
I couldn't help myself. Well, having said that, it is now time for yes. Oh, come on, Siri, for heaven's sake. We do have a section that we'd like to do every single week. But thank you for that discussion, though. That was great because we haven't had that discussion. We've been meaning to have that discussion for months. But it is now time for
silence.
It's time for silence.
It's time for dead air.
It is time for dead air, everybody. That is awesome. No, it's not. It's
no time for red in the silent spot.
I know. Oh, for heaven's sake. I'm trying to queue up the sound effect. I had it queued up already.
And
sure
I know.
Sure you did.
And sure I
did. You had one job, Aljon. One job.
I know. It's time for Disney headline news. Damn it! Here's Jeff Davis with the news. My sound clip doesn't want to work.
Welcome to the news. I like that one so much better. Okay. So.
Okay, great. Awesome.
All right.
Do it.
All right, so heading over to the Walt Disney World Resort, breakfast over at Whispering Canyon Cafe will be relocated to Artist Point next week as work takes place on the Wilderness Lodge lobby. The move will affect breakfast only. It's going to be happening from February the 5th to February the 12th, 2015. Lunch and dinner will continue to be served there at the Whispering Canyon as normal. The usual server Server-provided fun and games will be on hand as well, and the full menu will be available at Artist Point, with the exception of just one thing, pancakes, which are not going to be available because apparently the kitchen equipment that they need to make the pancakes are not available at Artist Point. So,
Are you telling me
I knew this was
that
coming.
one of the classiest restaurants on Disney property can't make a frickin' pancake?
They don't have a griddle or something? I mean, it's just really simple. It's not that hard.
Not like there's some complicated Mickey pancake maker that they need.
That they
got a
sell.
stove. They got a skillet. You know, these people are supposed to be good at what they do.
Well, apparently not at this point.
I am not the world's best chef in, when it comes to stuff, but
neither am I.
I can make a frickin' pancake.
You have got to be kidding.
Exactly.
Now, here's the thing. I guess they didn't, since it's not that long of a period of time, it's only 1 week, they did not feel the need to spend the money to put in any equipment so that you could have pancakes. So
it's a freaking griddle.
It's a griddle.
Go to Walmart, spend $30. Put it on a counter.
Nice.
Oh, golly. So, no pancakes for a week.
I have missed you guys.
You still get the regular breakfast menu available for breakfast at Whispering Canyon Cafe, which will be at Artist Point, February 5th through February the 12th. While the Walt Disney World monorail system will be operating revised routes on both the Resort and the Express Beam over the next few months, the following changes will be in operation February the 3rd through the 5th, February 9th through the 12th, February 23rd through the 26th, and March 2nd through the 5th this year between the hours of 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. Now, monorails on the Resort Beam will stop at the Magic Kingdom, Disney's Polynesian Village Resort, and Disney's Grand Floridian Resort only. And monorails on the Express Beam will stop at the Magic Kingdom, Transportation and Ticket Center, and Disney's Contemporary Resort. The above changes mean that the Resort Beam guests who wish to get to Epcot will first have to get to the TTC by using the Express Beam and then change to the Epcot Beam, right? Alternatively, you can also do direct buses, which will serve the resorts for Epcot travel as well. So just make that note if you're going to be headed there anytime during those dates, all right? Couple things also going on at the Magic Kingdom. After months of construction, the Magic Kingdom has now opened the new interactive queue for the popular Peter Pan's Flight right there in the new Fantasyland area. Many Walt Disney World guests have already had a chance to check out, and I've seen definitely some fantastic pictures that have gone along with this from this past weekend. The first section of it, the major part really of the queue, occupying the former West Side Fantasyland bathrooms, you're going to walk through the nursery where the kids were staying, where you get to see the boys' side of the room and Wendy's side of the room as well. An interactive area allows guests to play with the shadows on the wall, and from time to time, Tinkerbell flies through the room, shaking pictures on the wall and moving in and out of dressers. More interactive elements are yet to be introduced there at Peter Pan's Flight, so you have something other to do than just play with your cell phone while you're standing in line. You get to
Please
have a little bit of fun.
Please tell me, in this interactive queue, the Darling's bathroom is part of it.
I don't know.
It just has to be, because it's replacing bathrooms. I think that would just be like a great homage to, what has
the old
gone
bathrooms.
before. Yeah.
I threw up in those bathrooms at one time. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I thought those were the ones over by Be Our Guest.
Those two, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it's when I had the seafood.
Okay.
At that awful place,
and you were seeing food later, so
I was. Yeah, definitely. Anyway. There have been 5 Walt Disney World resorts that have been recognized for excellence. TripAdvisor named 5 Walt Disney World resorts to its top hotel choices for families in its 13th annual Traveler's Choice Awards. According to a report by the Orlando Sentinel, Disney's Art of Animation ranked the highest of Disney properties at number 7 on the list. The remaining 4 ranked as follows: At Disney's Wilderness Lodge, ranked at number 9. Bay Lake Tower at Disney's Contemporary Resort was ranked number 16. Disney's Port Orleans Resort was ranked number 18, and Disney's Beach Club Resort was ranked at number 21. A total of 19 Orlando hotels made the national list in the family category. And Aulani, a Disney Resort and Spa in Hawaii, also earned a place in the top 25 list for families as number 8. So congratulations to Disney on that. Unfortunately, there were some not-so-great things that happened in the last quarter at Walt Disney World. Reports show that 2 deaths were followed by riding 2 different Walt Disney World rides. And the quarterly state report showed that they died in late 2014 after riding attractions at Walt Disney World. According to the report, compiled by Florida's Bureau of Fair Rides and cited by the Orlando Sentinel, as Miley is barking at somebody. I don't know who she's barking at anyway. In October 2014, a 54-year-old woman died after losing consciousness following a ride on Disney's Hollywood Studios' Toy Story Midway Mania. And also, a 22-year-old woman with pre-existing conditions lost consciousness after riding It's a Small World in the Magic Kingdom on December the 25th. The patient later died, although the report did not specify as to when that happened. Now, these 2 fatalities, marked the first time since marked the first time since early 2007 that 2 deaths were reported in a single quarter. The report also listed 9 other injuries at Walt Disney World theme parks in the final quarter of 2014. There was a man aged 72 felt nauseous and lethargic after riding Space Mountain. A woman, 64, broke her leg and fell while disembarking the Prince Charming Regal Carousel. A woman, 63, with a pre-existing condition had a headache and lost consciousness after riding Big Thunder Mountain. I can understand that. A man, 54, with a pre-existing condition felt sick after riding the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Another man, 49, tripped and fractured his shoulder while exiting the Mad Tea Party. Wow. Over at Epcot, a woman, 74, fractured her shoulder after tripping on a guest's bag over on Soarin'. She tripped on somebody's bag and broke her shoulder. That's amazing.
Watch your step.
At Disney's Hollywood Studios, a woman, 51, suffered from memory loss and dizziness after riding the Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith, and a 55-year-old experienced motion sickness and nausea on the same ride. And finally, at Disney's Animal Kingdom, a guest with a pre-existing condition suffered a seizure while on Kali River Rapids. And the reason I read all of that is because of this. There are a lot of different signs at the Walt Disney World Resort as you approach attractions and as you are in the queue for certain attractions that give you a list of things that you probably, or I'm not going to say probably have, but you might have some type of a pre-existing condition that may cause a problem for you. Read that. If you have something that has to do with it, don't get on the attraction. Safety is paramount, people. Remember.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well,
I mean, it's there for a reason, so please read it.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff. Crazy kids. All right. So,
Mothers
what else?
be riding.
Yeah, probably not. Probably
If
not.
you're a
Yeah,
wuss
well.
and you're easily affected by gravity, please don't ride.
Oh, how about this? Please watch your step as you exit the ride vehicle. You might trip over bags that are someone else's and cause you to experience pain and dislocate your shoulder.
Crazy stuff. All right.
I don't know. Yes.
Finally, the last one. It probably comes as no surprise, and Aljon has already made reference to this already during the show. But Disney confirmed that among the new additions to the 2015 Epcot Flower and Garden Festival,
Yay.
a series of Frozen topiaries will decorate the World Showcase Plaza in a scene depicting the movie's emotional ending. Other new additions include 10 new mini gardens featuring dinosaurs, a health garden, a pepper garden, and a lot more. Stay tuned for future updates right here on WDW Dark, and also Sorcerer Radio over at srsounds.com for more details on this upcoming event. And those are your news headlines.
You know what I want to see? You know what I want to see on these Frozen topiaries?
What's
if
that?
they're saying from the emotional ending, I want to see where Hans gets his clock whacked by, was it Anna that punched him? I think it was. Yes, I want to see that replicated in a topiary.
Nice.
I
That'd
do.
be good.
I do. I want to see Anna clocking him one, because that's about the only thing of Frozen that I really, really liked. Or that I still like.
Okay.
It's the part of Frozen that really hasn't had all the joy and magic and pixie dust sucked out of it from being played over and over and over and over and over.
You know,
goodness.
Eric, it's been a rough week for you, has it not?
What makes you say that?
Just a guess. Just a guess.
No reason.
No reason.
No,
Keep
no
drinking.
reason.
Meanwhile, thank you, Jeff, for the Walt Disney World news. On the other side of the pond, the other side of the country, we have for you.
When did we become an international show?
We are
We
always
did.
an international show.
Now,
We
live.
trend worldwide. What are you talking about?
Wait.
Welcome to Shanghai Disney. Oh, watch out!
Oh, for heaven's sake! You just any opportunity, every opportunity.
Well, you know,
Okay,
they
sorry.
do say it's a small world after all.
Hey, I got to
Well,
see
for-
the holiday It's a Small World. That was
Oh.
cool.
Yeah?
How's that?
Outstanding.
Cool.
We're gonna have to devote. We're gonna have to devote some time to Chris's trip report. If not this episode, maybe the next one. So, but hey, guys and gals, look at. We actually have audio.
Oh my God.
The new sounder finally works. That's great. Yeah, thank you very much. Because we're talking Disneyland, it's a Double Diamond celebration there at the Disneyland resorts beginning in May. Nighttime celebration like none other before will light up the resort with a glittering parade, street-to-sky fireworks show, and a fun-filled world of color featuring Mickey Mouse, fountains, music, and visual surprises.
Yes.
3 sensational new nighttime spectaculars will dazzle guests at the Disneyland resort when the did I say double diamond? I meant single diamond. The diamond
Double
celebration.
D.
The double D.
The double D.
Double
single
D.
Signifying 60 years begins Friday, May 22nd, 2015. Nighttime will glitter as never before as the latest technology and immersive special effects lift the Paint the Night parade and Disneyland Forever fireworks spectacular beyond anything seen in the past at Disneyland Park. In Disney California Adventure Park, a new World of Color show featuring Mickey Mouse will tell the story of Walt Disney in the happiest place on Earth through fountain, film, animation, and a stirring musical score that will amaze and have very intricate visual surprises. The electrifying new shows will take us into the worlds of Disney and stories like never before, celebrating 60 years of magic with a nighttime parade that shines more than 1.5 million individually controlled lights, the first all-LED parade at the resort, a reinvention of the classic fireworks that adds projection to transform the park experience, and has a moving new version of World of Color that will celebrate Walt Disney's dream for Disneyland, and that should be really neat. In addition, the iconic Sleeping Beauty Castle at Disneyland and Carthay Circle Theater at Disney California Adventure will glisten and gleam with a celebration with its own diamond medallion. Disneyland resorts and surrounding streets will sparkle with diamond celebration decor, festive banners, and shades of Disneyland blue. Also bearing the diamond anniversary themed creative merchandise and food items will be designed to complement the celebration, as one would think. 60 years ago, Walt Disney welcomed the first guest to Disneyland, and nearly 3 billion guests later. It's amazing to contemplate all the Disney parks and resorts represent to so many people around the world. Tom Staggs, chairman, says, "We've conceived the Disneyland Diamond Anniversary as a celebration of this special place that started it all. Disneyland was envisioned as a place that encourages all of us to be forever young, in part by being forever young itself. So we're celebrating not just the last 60 years, but all that has yet to come." Of course, when Walt Disney opened Disneyland in July 17th of 1955, he inaugurated a classic inaugurated a tradition of innovative, immersive storytelling that inspired classic theme park attractions such as Pirates of the Caribbean. Mr. Eric Allen, one of your favorites.
Arr, you be right.
Space Mountain, where apparently you can get dizzy at the age of 65. Star Tours, soaring over California. Star Tours and soaring over California, Toy Story Midway Mania, Radiator Springs Racers, so much more. The Diamond Celebration will continue this tradition with 3 fantastic new shows that will expand the boundaries of After Dark entertainment. And Disney signature kiss goodnight.
Are we getting paid for this event? Are we getting paid for this event or what? You know,
I know. I think we wrote the press release ourselves. The Paint the Night Parade, a new technology and unleashed imagination. Preeminent After Dark parade flooding Main Street, USA, and Disneyland with vibrant color. More than 1.5 million brilliant LED lights that flash and glow as they bring Disney stories to life. The luminescent parade introduces a new era of magical entertainment as Mickey Mouse uses his imagination to harness the power of Tinkerbell's pixie dust and paint the night in dazzling Disney dreams. Eric, what trick you got there? Dreamfinder?
Imagination, dude.
Dreams include special appearances by Mickey's pals, beloved characters from tales such as Monsters, Inc., Cars, The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Toy Story, and Frozen. Let's not forget that one. Cha-ching!
Like we could.
Like we could forget it. Right? The parade features special effects, unforgettable music and performances, and all kinds of fun. Disneyland Forever, the fireworks spectacular at the Disneyland Resort, continues the tradition of creating big, dazzling fireworks shows that will soar to new levels as Disneyland Forever immerses guests in stories from the tips of their toes to the high sky above. Thanks to the largest installation of projection mapping technology in a Disney park and surprising special effects, guests will find themselves transported into the worlds of beloved Disney and Pixar films, including A Dance with King Louie from The Jungle Book, A Flight Over London with characters Peter Pan, and let's see, showing how magical the Magic Kingdom can be with the fireworks stage that will extend all the way to Main Street, USA. It's a Small World, Rivers America, and Matterhorn as projections transform familiar park icons into stunning story scenes. It looks really interesting. And last but not least, World of Color Celebrate the wonderful world of Walt Disney. The Mickey Mouse will entertain guests as a mischievous, what does it say here? Host of this fun-filled new presentation and the popular nighttime World of Color spectacular DCA illuminating the night in a contemporary and moving celebration of Walt Disney World and his dream of Disneyland. Wow. It looks really cool, gang. I don't know what else to tell you about this, but looks like they are really stepping up their game in terms of shows and firework offerings and things like that. It should be really interesting to see what happens. It says the success of Disneyland Resort also has resulted in immense growth for the city of Anaheim. The resort's workforce of 27,000 cast members makes it the largest single employer site in Orange County. So for more information, you can check out Disneyland.com. I'm looking forward to this, guys.
They're going all out. They really are.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
And yeah, I think it's going to look really, really nice. Everything's going to look sparkly and magical. And I think, too, it'll be interesting to see. I think Chris and I are going to try to make it out there to the D23 celebration this year, the convention. And it'll be interesting to see. I can only imagine how nice the park is going to look for all those people during that time. And, should be really cool. And that, my friends, is the end of Disneyland news. And Kristen, you've got to follow up with a little bit of some foodie news.
I can do that.
Yay! Because that was a really long press release, I just have to say.
Yes, it was.
Well, I'm going to start out on the West Coast with some news having to do with Disneyland as well. And mine is for the Orange County Restaurant Week. It will be taking place March 1st through the 7th. It includes more than 100 Orange County restaurants. Included in this are a few Disneyland ones. Steakhouse 55 over at Disneyland Hotel, Catal restaurant, one of my favorites, Ralph Brennan's Jazz Kitchen, Naples, as well as Tortilla Joe's, which are all in downtown Disney. The prices vary on the dinner menus, but these are all like, prefix menus. So let's see. The lunches start at $15, and the dinners go all the way up to $50. Now, over at Steakhouse 55, and they do vary by the restaurant, but Steakhouse 55, for an additional $35, you can do the wine pairing with it. But it includes entree, appetizer, and dessert. And again, that's March 1st through the 7th. This Sunday is Super Bowl, and Four Seasons Orlando is going to have a special Super Bowl celebration. It's going to be taking place at PB&G's. It begins at 4 p.m. They're going to have the game kicks off at 6:30. It's going to be, if you are unaware, it is New England versus Seattle. They're going to have a game day special menu, as well as there's going to be beers from each of the team's cities.
Are they deflated beers?
And prizes.
Only the Samuel Adams.
Okay.
Reservations are not needed, and they do offer valet parking, and they can validate it there, and it'll end up being $5 per car. So $5 to valet is nice. So
you pay the $5, your tires don't get deflated. Just look at it that way.
That's, I guess, one way to see it.
Yeah.
Well, if you're Tom Brady, he prefers his tires deflated because they handle better.
He likes a little bit of cushion in his tires. He does.
There you go. Yeah.
Wants to deflate them just a little bit. Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Just a tad.
Just a skosh.
Well, I have one last bit of information, and this has been pretty big news this week. Well, I'm going to start with last week. They released the. If you go to Starbucks, in every city you see these. They're the "You Are Here" mugs, and they've got like icons and things like that for and landmarks for that particular area. So like Nashville, I don't know, but I'm guessing it probably has the Bat Building from our downtown on it. So it's got things like that are the city's known for. And they stick with like 3 basic colors on each of these mugs. Well, the Starbucks in Disneyland Park, Disney California Adventure, Magic Kingdom, and Epcot all received a mug. The ones in the downtown Disney area are just going to be like city specific. So in Orlando will be the Orlando mug. Well, so that's last week. They got released. Well, this week, those mugs for Epcot were pulled. And if you guys remember, in 2009, Monorail Purple collided with Monorail Pink, and the pilot, Austin, was killed. Well, at that point, they retired both of those and replaced it with Monorail Teal and Monorail Peach. Well, whoever created these mugs didn't think about it. Because the Epcot mug, in addition to having Spaceship Earth, as well as various pavilions, such as the Land Pavilion with the little Soarin' logo and the World Showcase pavilions on it, it has a monorail. The colors for this mug are gray, blue, and purple. And the designer did not think before he put a purple stripe on the monorail.
Bonehead.
Well, this caught attention of some people, so therefore there were complaints about the mug. And Disney has since then decided to pull the mug. Now, we don't know how they're going to be changing this mug and when it's going to be re-released with the new colors on it. I'm hoping it's something simple as they take the purple off and just put blue, since there's
probably
blue on the mug. However, because of this, they have just made all these people who were already picking them up at the various parks to put on eBay, they have now made it to where these people could be making their rent payments, their house payments, definitely a car payment, because these mugs are going for insane amounts of money. Yesterday when I looked, I'm going to pull it up now because I'm curious to what the amounts of these mugs are at. Yesterday I couldn't find one for less than $100.
Mm-hmm.
Majority of them were over $225, and I saw one as much as $350 for mug. Now these mugs cost $14.95.
It's ridiculous. Oh, jeez.
Yes,
Wow.
I agree. I even saw, I think yesterday, that somebody was selling a set, like the Magic Kingdom and the Epcot one, and it was up to like $1,000.
Oh my gosh.
I'm seeing $299.
Here we go. I found it right now. $2,500 for one Epcot mug.
Somebody has nothing better to do with their money. It's obvious.
But they're all
stupid.
ridiculously expensive. Like
That is
right
so
now,
stupid.
there's one for $150, $250. That's cheap.
No, jeez. That's
So
ridiculous.
yeah, if you're wanting, oh nope, found 117 people. 4 days left. If you're gonna buy it, that's the one
Do
to
you
try and get
people
right
not
now.
understand what the word overpriced means? I mean, my God. Gosh.
Well, if you want that
Chris-
mug to complete your collection of Starbucks mugs, I mean, hey, there you go.
Kristen, I pulled
If
this
you-
up
if-
as well, and I'm seeing, amongst the, the $299 mug, the $224 mug, the $202 mug, I'm seeing a Figment Purple Dragon mug from 1982, and it's going for $4.99.
Yeah.
I'm just
that's
thinking,
You know
I
what?
said- That's what I said yesterday when I was talking to Natalie from Meet the Magic. I said to her, I was like, these people are going to pay $300 for one mug thinking it's going to be a value. However, right now is the highest value that mug's going to be. You're not going to be able to sell that for that much later. It's crazy, To me, spending $50 on that mug for a collector piece, that might be what it's going to go for in another 15 years.
Yeah.
Try and put
Okay.
it out there.
how much did you say it was? 2000 and what? How much did you say it was?
2,500.
Okay, yeah, that's what I see it here, and I'm just like, no.
You know what? If you're going to spend over $100 for a mug, something you may not even drink anything out of forever as long as you have it, I want you to kick yourself in the ass, for one, okay? 2, I want you to take that $100 and put it towards something that actually has meaning. Put it towards Give Kids the World, Make-A-Wish Foundation, St. Jude's, something that is going to make a difference and not you just blowing your money on a stupid mug. I'm sorry. That's ridiculous.
If I'm paying this much for a mug, it better be self-filling.
It better raise up, levitate, and, let me drink out of it. That's what it
Free
needs to do.
Starbucks coffee for life.
I mean,
Seriously.
that's 2 months of my house payment right there.
That's stupid. That's so stupid. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if somebody's actually going to pay that. I
I don't
almost
think
want to
so.
watch the bid to see who the crazy person is that bids on it.
I deal with handmade instruments. To myself, if you have the money to purchase some of the best quality handcrafted instruments in the world, this is what you do. But I tell people all the time that your guitar or your instrument is only worth however much people are willing to pay for it, no matter how old it is. It could be, there are plenty of instruments around this planet Earth that are more than antiques, have been around for hundreds of years, but that value that people may associate with that instrument doesn't mean squat, because it only matters what someone else is willing to pay for it. So, if you're wanting to sell your little stupid mug for $1,300, hey, if you sell it for $1,300, good for you.
There's
Because
somebody
you just
on
made
here that
$1,300.
said they have
What?
4 mugs available. They've already sold 5 of them, and they're going for $278.88. And somebody just won the bid, like just now, for $199.99. I just can't imagine. I'm like, God, why? You know, and now that people are spending a lot on some of these, like they're paying $40 for the ones out in California. I'm like, man, I should have bought 5 of each, because I would have paid like 12 plus tax on it, and then I could be selling them on eBay making money.
Yeah, really.
And you know what I would have said? Do it.
Right.
Let us get some money to pay for annual freaking passes.
If these people are going to be dumb enough to buy it, you know, they do it.
This reminds me of when the PlayStation 3 came out.
Oh, man.
You remember that, Aljon?
Yep.
It's when.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, people were waiting in line for days and days to get one of these. And what were they? They weren't getting it so they could take it home and play Grand Theft Auto on it. No, they got it. They left the store and they immediately put it on eBay.
Yep. Well, how about this? You know, it was like, do you remember those Mickey figures for Disney Infinity that people are getting at D23?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
They did the same thing. I mean,
Yeah, they did.
You know, they didn't charge $1,000 for it, but.
And all we had to do was wait till the following January, and we could go get them from the shelves of Walmart.
Yeah. Sure.
Well, just the Magic Kingdom one alone is selling for like $36, $50. Let's see, the least expensive one I see right now is $25.
Yeah. Well.
I might need to open an eBay shop.
You may. You may. It is interesting. Once again, more power to those people selling that stuff. I mean, who knew? You know, they just probably went into the Starbucks and said, I'm going to buy this mug. It's nice. Little did they know that they had a buttload of cash waiting for them after a few days. So,
all right.
I really don't, you know, I understand all that, but I mean.
I heard that people were going in there buying a whole bunch of them. Like the place was packed before they pulled them.
Yeah, bet. Alrighty. Any more little tidbits, Kristen?
That's all I've got.
That's all.
That's
Alrighty then. Thank you for that, Kristen. Appreciate the foodie update. And now, Mr. Eric Allen with some Marvel casting news. Mr. Allen.
Actually, before I get into the Marvel casting news, I want to tie into our conversation just now, where we're talking about the Mickey Disney Infinity figures. Well, speaking of Disney Infinity, Disney Infinity 2.0 Toy Box is now available on iOS. It's come to iPad and iPhone. Now, this free app features all the tools found in the Toy Box 2.0 along with multiplayer functionality should you want to play a level with other players.
Is that right?
Yes, John Blackburn, Senior Vice President and General Manager of Disney Infinity, says, quote, Disney Infinity's mobile players have been some of our most engaged in our community, with iPad users downloading and uploading more toy boxes than all other platforms. Now, this app also comes with the ability to transfer cross-platform creations, full iOS Metal graphic support, new tools, and pre-made toy box games. Plus, another new addition allows creators the chance to edit the interior of buildings. Now, for those of you who've been listening to the show, watching the show, when I gave my review of it, I told you that, yes, you could do interiors this time around. And it's kind of like HGTV, only virtual and Disney-fied. So, there you go. That's a big thing for those of you, Aljon, who wanted to get into Disney Infinity. So, there. Get it on your iPhone. Get it on your tablet. And also, if you don't want to get it on your tablet, go to an arcade. You know what you might see at the arcade? You might see the Star Wars Battle Pod. Now, we did mention this back in October that the Battle Pod was coming out, and basically what this is, it's a throwback almost to the first Star Wars video game, which was an arcade shooter from Lucasfilm. This one It's pretty much the same thing. You are in a space shooter, flying around the Death Star and through the forests of Endor, all that. You are basically immersed in a dome. You have a dome screen that wraps around you to the edges of your peripheral vision, so you get like a wraparound look. And if you go to StarWars.com, they have just uploaded a video, basically like a brief 2-minute documentary that talks about Star Wars Battle Pod going from concept to cockpit. And as of the time of this video, it's this podcast, this webcast, this edition of After Dark, we'll say, it's been viewed over 86,000 times. So yeah, it's a pretty popular thing right now. Let's see. Lucasfilm's Matt Shell, who's a spokesman, says we are going back to our roots, so to speak. He's talking about the fact that the first one, the first game that came out in 1983, was a very similar format. He said this game takes players through the original Star Wars trilogy. Thank you. From the Battle of Yavin, of course, that's from Star Wars Episode 4: A New Hope, to the Battle of Endor, with some surprises along the way. So he says you can't bring an experience like that home. And I'm thinking, oh, I would love to prove your butt wrong. If I ever hit the lottery, I don't care what it is. I am going to go have a man cave of epic proportions. And Star Wars Battle Pod is going to be front and center in that man cave. Just telling you, I'm calling it right here.
What's funny about that is that it reminds me so much of the Star Tours simulator. It's like having a little Star Tours in your
It
house.
does. It does.
Yeah,
it's like a one-person Star Tours.
It is.
That'd be awesome.
But
I want it.
something that I'm much more likely to have is Netflix instead of the Star Wars Battle Pod. And it's a good thing too, with all the Marvel TV series that are coming to Netflix. I still call them TV series, even though they are Netflix originals. Mm-hmm. One of them is Jessica, a.k.a. Jessica Jones, and if you are, if you are a little unsure as to who Jessica Jones is, she is a character from the Marvel Comics. She, like so many other characters in the Marvel Universe, she was normal until an accident doused her with chemicals and put her into a coma. And when she woke up, she had superhuman powers. She tried to become a superheroine. That did not work very well for her. So eventually, she wound up becoming a private detective. And that is the premise of this Netflix series, where you have an ex-superhero turned detective, but her cases wind up bringing her in contact with super-powered individuals. One of whom will be a guy by the name of Kilgrave. I was trying to think. Zebediah, I think. Zebediah Kilgrave. But he is also known as the Purple Man. Now, the Purple Man is a character who, well, first of all, he is purple. But he can also...
Oh, that's good to know. Okay.
The Purple Man is purple.
The Purple Man is purple.
News
I
break.
figured maybe it was beige or something.
But that's not what makes him a villain. What makes him a villain is the fact that he can produce pheromones that allow him to control other people.
Women.
Among others, yes.
That's what I would use it for.
Well, I'm not. This kind of like Axe, that stuff.
Be a good night.
Yeah. It's kind of like using the Jedi mind trick on somebody. You will come sit at my table.
You will come sit on my face. What?
Oh!
What? Oh, that's very good.
Ladies and gentlemen, WDW After Dark is live and uncensored. But that is not the most exciting thing or the most newsworthy thing about this character. What is causing the buzz is who they have cast to play this character, and that is none other than
Kate
David
Upton?
Tennant, who played
David
the Doctor in Doctor Who.
The Doctor. The Doctor is in.
The Doctor
Doctor.
is in the series.
Here he comes.
Nice. Hello, Doctor.
And as a
Doctor,
matter of
Doctor.
fact, he was in. He was interviewing Radio Times over in England, and he said he grew up on Marvel Comics, so it's very exciting. There's that word again, to be part of their empire. Yes, he did say empire. Yeah. Let's see. Come on, scroll down for me. Scroll down. There we go. Here we go. He says. He says, it's great. I love the movies. I love the TV shows, so I'm very pleased to be part of one. I grew up an absolute devotee to the worlds of Marvel, so the fact that they've expanded now into TV and film is a fact that I fantasized about when I was younger.
Whoa,
so now
whoa.
Hey,
Careful.
I'm just reading.
Careful.
So now to be part of it, to be on the other side of it, is a thrill.
Okay.
So yes, that is the big news, but it's not the only news because they also cast a lady by the name of
Kate Upton.
Kate.
yes, yes, that we wish, but this lady
No, we
is
don't.
this lady is no slouch either. She is Rachel Taylor. She has been cast as
What the hell is that?
Patricia Trish Walker. She is a syndicated talk radio show host, former child and model. Of course, she's a former child. Former child TV star.
Okay.
Former
Okay, what's this
child.
chick's name again?
We're all former children.
What's her name again?
Her name is Rachel Taylor. And
Okay.
let's see. She, you could see her in theaters in The Loft. Let's see. She was also been on Grey's Anatomy and Crisis. And let's see. What else is she been?
She's Australian. Oh,
You look a lot like
Yeah.
Steve.
Yes, she does.
Like a
Love that accent. Yeah.
a very young.
Yeah.
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 It's the eyes. I'm not sure what the.
Look at her, Jeff.
All right. Yeah.
Jeff
my.
is going to need
Chris,
some alone
please slap him
time.
upside the head.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Oh my.
Goodness.
So that's what I've got for.
All right.
And you can
Oh,
actually hear more Marvel.
okay.
Actually, hear
What's that,
more
Kristen?
Marvel news during Mighty Marvel Geeks tomorrow night on Sorcerer Radio.
Well, yeah, as part of the Weeby Geeks Network that we're also a part of. Thank you very much, Eric Allen.
Oh,
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. That's good stuff. Yeah. All right.
Well, that just about wraps up the show. My voice is shot, and we do appreciate you watching, whether it's on demand or live on Google Hangouts, on demand at YouTube. Please like and subscribe our show on YouTube, as well as iTunes and Stitcher on all the different platforms. Tune in, of course, YouTube, syndicated through through the Weeby Geeks Network as well. I know, right? As well as the Shot Glass Digital Network podcast, where we can be found. Eric, where can people find you on the old interwebs?
You can find me on the old interwebs, or even the new interwebs, if you have the new interwebs.
Yes.
On Twitter at Uncle Servo for Marvel and various sundered geekeries, or the at Storecom Review for things that are more Disney-fied.
Very good. Kristen.
On Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest, it's Dining at Disney, and on YouTube, it's The Dining at Disney, and the website is diningatdisney.com.
Great.
Aljon.
Mr. Jeff Davis.
Find me on Twitter at DW_60 and in the Sorcerer Radio Disney Fun Zone.
I love that. We encourage everyone to check us out at WDW After Dark. You can follow me on Facebook and Twitter at Jedi Mouseketeer. the team at WDW After Dark on Twitter at WDWAfterDark.com for all things After Dark, including a list of all the great web shows we've done through YouTube and through iTunes. You can check out our feed as well. Next week, we're hopefully going to delve into Kristen's trip report of the Disneyland Resort. Did she ride Big Thunder Mountain, the new version, and what did she think? What did she think about the park and all that good stuff next week on the show? And once again, don't forget, you can be part of the show as well by leaving us those great questions and comments and all that. Go ahead and do that right now through our Facebook page at WDWAfterDark.com. You can hit those links in there as well. Anything else, gang, before we head out?
I'm spent.
You're spent. It's been a
Hey,
show.
we're already through January.
I know.
We're already through the first month of 2015. 11 more to go.
Crazy. I know. Well, and for that, we do appreciate your continued support of our show. Be sure to click on our sponsors as well as book your trip with Kristen at magicaljourneysvacations.com. Thank you all so much for being part of the show. In the meantime, have a great weekend and take care of yourselves, and we'll see you next time. Have a great weekend. Take care.
Toodles.
Crisis for the geek kind. Top geek officials admit they underestimated the hipsters' defense capability. Join the geek revolution and save the galaxy. Geeks from all over the globe are joining up to fight for the future. They're doing their part. Are you? Want to know more? Join Weeby Geeks and the Geek Revolution and save the world. Service guarantees citizenship. Listen to Weeby Geeks podcast on iTunes and Stitcher or online at WeebyGeeks.net. Weeby Geeks, your voice for the Geek Revolution. Want to know more?
The new sound of Sorcerer Radio. Version 3.0.
Sorcerer Radio presents the Sorcerer Radio app version 3.0.
We have the technology.
Check out our brand new Sorcerer Radio app for all iDevices as well as Android devices.
Better, stronger, faster.
Streaming Disney music 24/7. App highlights include a new broadcast window that shows you what you're listening to and what's coming up next.
Hot dog.
Multitasking so you can listen to SR as well as perform other tasks on your iPhone.
Gorge.
Listener access to all of our daily shows. The new interface, a new buffered stream, auto reconnect when signal is lost, visual EQ, pause, rewind, and scrub features.
My goodness.
And the new SR info area. Get your virtual Disney World fix today with the new Sorcerer Radio app version 3.0 from Sorcerer Radio.
Be careful with that. It's extremely dangerous.
SRSounds.com.